When people think about high-quality watches, they often think of Swiss, German, and Japanese brands. However, American watch brands are somewhat overlooked. Today I want to highlight the top 5 American watch brands with a rich history and a track record of innovation in the watchmaking world. So, without further ado, let's get started. Starting with one of my favorite watch brands of all time, they also happen to have a very American background and storied history. We have here none other than Hamilton watches out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania in the USA. I had the pleasure of visiting their original watch factory and museum in Lancaster back in 2022. Hamilton is as American as it gets for a watch brand, although funny enough they are now owned by the Swatch Company and are manufactured in Switzerland. Hamilton was founded in 1892 out of the Keystone Standard Watch Company, and they quickly built a great reputation for producing beautiful pocket watches. Many of their original pocket watches were designed to help standardize timekeeping on the railroads to enhance safety and efficiency. Hamilton also has a huge military background, having at one point completely halted consumer watch production to turn full force into manufacturing watches for the U.S. military around the time of World War II. Hamilton has also created many watches that have appeared on the big screen, one of the most famous ones being the Murph watch, which had a prominent display in the movie Interstellar and soon built up a cult following. It's really hard to bring Hamilton down to one single watch model. They have many very successful and popular designs. If I had to choose only one watch from them though, it would be the Khaki Fetal Automatic 38, which we've reviewed here. This is quite possibly the best watch you can buy at its price point, even when compared to other American, European, and Swiss watch brands. This is another great American watch brand, a step or two under Hamilton in terms of quality, but it depends on which specific model you choose to compare. Bulova has some notable watch models like the Oceanographer Devil, and they have garnered quite a dedicated following with this specific model. They do also make some fairly generic-looking watches though, which can come off as bland. Bulova was founded by Joseph Bulova, an immigrant to New York City. They started as a small jewelry shop before jumping deep into the matchmaking world. This is again another tough one with Bulova. They've made a myriad of notable watch models. Just to ramble off a couple, there's the Moonwatch and the Accutron, both of which play a big part in history in the watch world. The Moonwatch, of course, for being part of the mission to the moon, and the Accutron for its groundbreaking and innovative technology. Ball has a truly unique place in the watch world, and besides the funny name of the brand that we've mocked on a few occasions, they make some great watches. This is a watch brand that revolves around the American railroad industry, in a very similar way to Hamilton. Also, similar to Hamilton, they moved manufacturing to Switzerland. This move distanced them from their American roots but positively increased the overall build quality of their watches. Interestingly, there is not a single watch that comes to mind as iconic from Ball, but it is not as famous as the previous two brands. They do have some more popular models though, and that can be a toss-up between their official railway watch and something like the Engineer 2 or Engineer 3. This list wouldn't be complete without Timex. Even though this brand is not your watch enthusiast's grail of achievement, there's no denying that Timex is your quintessential affordable American watch brand. Even if you're a dedicated watch collector, chances are you have some variation of a Timex in the collection or hanging out on a desk somewhere in your house. Timex was vaguely founded back in 1854 with the formation of the Waterbury Clock Company in Connecticut. They were focused on the production of affordable watches from the start, so not much has changed in that department since then. It wasn't until 1950 that they rebranded officially as Timex, and they gained extreme popularity in the 1950 and 1960 due to some of their spicy watch advertisements, some of which I've seen in vintage magazines. Even though Timex has been budget-focused since the beginning, they still innovated some neat features in the watch industry, namely indigo nightlight technology and long-life battery quartz movements. Again, for such a large watch brand, it's hard to pick out one single iconic watch. I'd say it could be a toss-up between something modern like the M79 Batman, which used an automatic movement, or perhaps something like a vintage reissue such as the Q Timex 1975. This brand is quite different from the others on this list. For one, it doesn't have a generational storied history as it's relatively new, but it's proven itself as a worthy contender. Lum-Tec was founded in the mid-2000s but quickly found a niche in the watch industry by focusing specifically on luminescence technology. Their watches are well known for having outstanding readability in low light conditions due to their special luminous coating and materials. This brand has a bit of a military background which is quite apparent in the design of their watches. The watches generally lean on the sporty or practical side of the spectrum and less so on the classic or elegant end. In my opinion, they kind of follow the same line as G-Shock watches, but in more of an analog style with American design influence. Their watches are also mainly hand-assembled in the USA, which is a nice departure of some of the other brands who are now fully Swiss-made. While they finish the assembly in the USA, most of the complex parts such as the movements used by Lum-Tec are still of Swiss of Japanese origin. One of the standout Lume technologies from Lum-Tec is their patented maximum darkness visibility feature. This enhances luminosity and readability in low light according to the brand. If you found this video informative and enjoyable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Base Watches for more insightful content about the world of horology. And if you're interested in any of the watches featured in this video, be sure to check out the links in the description for more details. Until next time, keep ticking and stay stylish with Base Watches. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.